Well, I don't think he looks happy. I watch the games and I see him moping about the pitch, and he's a brilliant. We were just speaking about it there. He's a brilliant player to have on your side when things are going well, and when he's on song. But when you're in the trenches and you need to dig a few results out, he goes missing for me. And you're looking at his body language. He doesn't look happy. So I think if he's inside saying one thing, his face is certainly saying another to me. But it's just, maybe he's a wee bit confused at the manager situation as well. There's so much unrest there. Sanchez looks unhappy at times. There's a lot of talk about him. And I think at that football club, things are just not great behind the scenes, never mind on the pitch. So if they can keep him happy and get him smiling, and you're winning games of football and playing well, then you start smiling. So that's what Arsenal need to do, and they've been so inconsistent.
From the player's point of view, why would he sign now? Because he's got just over a year left. You know, in terms of a Bosman transfer, surely if it's about money, he would make more money going as a free transfer. And also, if he's unhappy, Neil touched on the manager's scenario. It doesn't help. We don't know what's happening with Arsene Wenger. You know, I think that needs to come to the fore, and he needs to let everyone know what's going on at the club. For Wenger's point of view, for Ozil, Sanchez is another one out of contract, and from the fans' point of view, they all want to know.
Look at him though, Tony. You would think Munich and things like that will be sniffing around you to take him back home, but I don't know about him.
Well, he hasn't played in the Premier League for Arsenal since the 11th of February. He did play in those 2 games against Munich. Maybe they'll be changing their mind having seen those two. 10-2 on aggregate, wasn't it? You mentioned the future of Sanchez and Wenger. This uncertainty, what does it do to a club where you've got 2 of their key players and the manager still up in the air about what's going to happen next season for all 3 of them?
Well, it's not just those 2, Rob, is it? I mean, you've got Jack Wilshere's scenario. I think Oxlade-Chamberlain. I think there's a lot of players that are coming to either inside that 2 years of their contract or come into the crucial cut-off, which it is nowadays, which is 2 years of your contract. You then renegotiate. In my day, it was always 1 year, but now it's gone to 2 years because you want to keep the players on a long contract. You want to retain the value of the player. But to me, looking from the outside, it's utter chaos at Arsenal. Utter chaos. You can't say anything other than that. You know, their performances on the pitch haven't been good enough. We all know that. They're suffering from a lack of confidence at the moment. We know the players are there. They've just got a lack of confidence. Five out of 6, is it? They've lost, or whatever it is. You know, it's a really poor run of form. And the contract situation, you should not have 2 of your best players inside 2 years of your contract. It just shouldn't happen. Either that, or if you don't think they're not your top 2 players, then sell them, which is what they should have done if they want to cash in on the value of the player. But it's going to be very, very interesting. The Wenger situation needs to be sorted out, and then Sanchez and Ozil. You know what's going to happen? It's absolute madness at the moment at Arsenal.
I was reading the newspapers over the weekend, and some of them were suggesting that Arsene Wenger would go for a 2-year contract. He's going to clear out the club. He's going to set it up, and then step away after those 2 years. That's what some of the reports were saying over the weekend, and he'll revolutionise the club in that period of time. Can a leopard change its spots? Can you see that happening?
I don't know. Is he preparing it for Patrick Vieira to come back in to the club?
He'll have his own ideas, O'Neill, won't he?
Yeah, no, of course. And I don't think. Well, I'd imagine he's got huge respect for Arsene Wenger, and so he should, because the man's done a remarkable job here. And I'd imagine I've learned so much as a player. When you're coming through, you tend to take different aspects from different types of coaches you worked under, and I'm pretty sure Arsene Wenger would have had a huge influence on somebody like Vieira. But Arsene has spent a lot of money. I think he's got his club in a very good financial footing, and if he signs another year or 2, then will we see him just go and throw all abandonment and go for a different type of football? I can't see that happening. I really don't. So Arsenal will be what they are now in 1 or 2 years if Arsene Wenger's still there. But as Tony rightly said, if a new manager comes in, you might not want that.